Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So today I want us to have a very interesting discussion, something that a lot of people have noticed and myself, and I thought I'd bring this up, and it's the problems with Raven's plans in Volume 5, because a lot of them really didn't seem to make sense, and they didn't really seem to add up. But I'll go ahead and get into that discussion right now, so sit back, relax, I hope you all enjoy, and let's go ahead and get this discussion started. So, Raven wanted to get the relic, and there's something very interesting about that because, yeah, Raven wanted to get the relic, and of course she didn't take it in the end, and obviously Yang was the one to have it, so it's in the possession of Ozpin as well as, Team RWBY and the rest of their members. But this didn't make a lot of sense as to why she wanted the relic. There are a lot of reasons as to why she didn't make a whole lot of sense with this. And first off, I just want to state that her teaming up with Cinder actually could have fallen in plan a lot better, because if she had just cooperated and worked it out, then I think that things would have worked out, and I will explain that in just a moment. But there were several reasons as to why Raven's plan was really kind of bad, because, yes, I get that she wanted to get the relic, but there wasn't really an exact reason behind it other than, oh, I'm going to keep it from Salem. And yeah, she wanted to protect the Bronwyn tribe, but here are some problems, because if she had taken the relic, this would have led on to more problems than what she already had, because she was the Spring Maiden. So, why is this, and what does this mean? So, first off, I want to get into the whole her and, using Bernal as a decoy. Now, that was a good idea, because if somebody wanted to capture the Spring Maiden, I get that concept, because, oh man, we take Bernal because we believe she's a Spring Maiden, and then they try to get the relic so that, oh man, we have the relic now, but oh wait, we just got duped. We just got completely faked out, because Vernal, she was not the actual Spring Maiden. So this would actually be a good idea so that Raven could actually dodge anybody coming after her. Yes, it puts another individual's life in danger, but it would have been smart for her to be able to escape from the problem of trying to get the relic and using herself to do so. I get that concept, but and yes, she did trick Cinder off that one, and everybody else really, because everybody else thought that Bernal was the Spring Maiden. But the problem with this whole thing is that even if Raven wanted to actually get the relic, she was afraid. She even states herself that she is afraid of Salem, that, she fears that Salem may actually, eliminate her. And now, the thing of that is, obviously, Cinder makes the offer to her that, oh yeah, if we get what we want, you and the Bronwyn tribe will be fine. We won't, care about you, blah blah blah. You'll are off our radar at that point. And that makes a lot of sense, because at that point, Cinder and Salem would not need anything out of them anymore, and they could just leave them alone. They probably could just bypass the whole thing if Raven had just decided to work with them. And now, the other thing is that, being afraid of Salem and saying, hey, I really just want to be away from the situation, getting the relic doesn't really make sense, because that would just make her even more of a target for Salem, and that would have just made things worse for, Raven. And it was, the decoy part was smart, but that doesn't really add up. It doesn't make sense, and she would have only caused more problems also, not just for herself, but the Bronwyn tribe, because those individuals, Bernal herself didn't have aura. So this means that more than likely they didn't have aura, and she would be endangering the entire tribe that she's trying to protect. And yeah, they probably could have been trained, and maybe some of them do have aura. We obviously didn't see it, but this seems like a very big problem within her plan, because then if she had the relic and tried to hide it from Salem, then yeah, of course Salem's going to go after them, and this could possibly lead to some casualties, because obviously the Grimm themselves, they don't really have minds of their own. They just kind of do whatever. And as much as Raven would like to protect her tribe, the Grimm could probably kill some of her tribe members as well as that. And, say if Tyrion, just an example, was sent out there, then yeah, he would probably kill them because he's a sociopath, and he is really just that kind of guy to watch the world burn. So this would actually have caused more problems than it would have actually helped, because Raven would have just put more lives in danger as well as her own, and yes, she herself is afraid. And she made the deal with Cinder then just to backstab it. Raven herself even states that she was going to betray Cinder the whole time, and just whenever she got that opportunity, just to make a run with the relic. That was her whole intentive plan. And, if she maybe had been honest with Cinder, now, I mean, I know there were a few issues, but if she had maybe been honest with Cinder and told her everything straight up that she was the maiden instead, maybe things would have been okay. And maybe they could have worked out a little better. I mean, the way Cinder was written was power hungry, and that was kind of a problem. But if it had worked out, just say, what if it worked out? If it worked out, yeah, Yang would have had an issue because her mother was working with Cinder and obviously helped them get the relic if that had actually worked out and they actually got the relic. But, because if it did work out, obviously the whole fight with Cinder and Raven probably wouldn't have happened if Cinder did not, if she wasn't written as a power hungry character. But, and then obviously Salem would have won that round of getting one relic. So that would have actually worked out, possibly, like I said, what if. And maybe Raven could have then just gone back to the tribe and been fine, because the whole entire reason why they needed the Spring Maiden, why Salem even needed that Maiden, was so that she could use the Maiden to get the relic. And, like I said, it all falls back in line with Raven being afraid of Salem. I mean, the only reason why she actually, wanted the relic, I guess, was to keep it out of her control. But like I said, it doesn't even make any sense. The whole entire reason why Raven ran away to the Bronwyn tribe and, separated from her teammates and lived a life, as a recluse for just the Bronwyn tribe, more or less has been because of her fear of Salem. And this is why this doesn't make sense. This is absolutely why, Raven's whole point of trying to get the relic makes no sense, because, she already had a target on her back, for one, being the Spring Maiden. So that already alone put her as a target, because Salem needed that Maiden, as I said before. And so Raven becoming the Maiden only made more problems. I mean, if she had not actually killed the previous Spring Maiden, then maybe she could have handed her over as a deal to Cinder if she kept her alive, and then the whole thing, if you actually think about it, it would have been okay, because then it's like, well, Raven wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. There probably wouldn't have been an issue, and Raven would not have probably had to get in a fight with Cinder, and maybe Cinder could have just gotten everything she wanted. And, I mean, who knows, maybe the Spring Maiden still would have died, but overall, this wouldn't have had to really include Raven anymore. And, and then she could have probably just lived in the tribe and everything maybe would have been fine. I mean, there's a lot of things to look at this, and it's just, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cool that she was the Maiden and everything. We did get to see a cool fight out of it. But like I said, her getting the relic just it would have put a bigger target on her, and that's what she was trying to avoid the whole time. So Raven realistically contradicts herself by wanting to go after this relic, because then she just would have put a bigger target on her back, and I just don't think that she entirely thought that one through. And I mean, yeah, she went on about how she was a smart character, and like I said, the decoy idea, yeah, it sounds smart, but at the same time, my problem is that it just doesn't really add up. There's a lot of this doesn't make sense, and it really kind of throws a conflicting look at Raven's plans, just thinking to yourself, like, this made no sense. Overall, looking at it, it doesn't make sense. Because if she was trying to escape Salem, then why take the relic? And she never even explained what she was going to do with the relic in the first place. And, if you listen to what Oscar says, he said that Osmond said they have to take it to Atlas. So there's something that has to do with it going to Atlas anyway. So keeping the relic to herself would be just putting other lives in danger, putting herself in danger, and possibly getting people killed as well as herself. I mean, this was really, I mean, she said, she doesn't even want to be involved in the war with Salem. She gets herself involved in the war with Salem, and, becoming the Spring Maiden only made it worse, and then trying to go after the relic, betraying Cinder, even though teaming up with her, it only makes more of a problem. It doesn't make sense, and it just seemed like a lot of things, because, that she had planned, it didn't make sense. And, the other thing is the whole Cinder thing. I want to bring this up for a minute, because this has to do with this. I mean, Cinder was really, I think, kind of misunderstood in this, because it just seemed like she was power hungry for no reason. She had everything she needed. This is a part of the thing that just, is a problem to me, because she teamed up with Raven, and maybe she was skeptical to Raven, because maybe she thought, oh, hey, she's going to betray me right here. Maybe that was a reason. Maybe she felt like she had to be on defense because Raven was down there with Vernal. And she had originally believed that Vernal was the Maiden, and maybe she thought that Raven was going to betray her because she went with her. There's so many things to this that could be thought about, but, I really think that Cinder's part was kind of misunderstood in her quest for power, because she already became the Fall Maiden. She didn't really need to acquire more Maiden powers, but I mean, I guess into the defense of Salem, maybe if Salem had one Maiden with more powers, maybe that would have been another thing. But I feel like, if Raven had been, honest and said, hey, I'm actually the Maiden, this is just a decoy, I think that maybe things could have gone over a little differently. Maybe Cinder would have rethought it, but, maybe not. I mean, see, there's just a lot of things to this that I feel like didn't make a lot of sense. And I do have a video that I'm going to be working on about Cinder next week, so there's something I'm going to talk about with that one that's going to be a little special, so look forward to that. But anyways, I'll be back again on Tuesday. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Share this with your friends if you found this informative or useful. Well, anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and take care of everyone around you. And have a good one, everybody.